Hey, friends and family of Real Connections Counseling. My name is Rick Elgersma, and I am the hat guy at Real Connections Counseling. And this is 5 relationship minutes with the hat guy at Real Connections. I just like the name, so there you go, that you're going to have it that way. Anyway, for the next 5 minutes, a lot of times I talk about actual relationship stuff and techniques and things like this, but I decided to talk more about what makes Real Connections Counseling special. I haven't talked about that in just a little while, so for the next 5 minutes, hopefully I make this interesting enough to where you'll spend some good couple of minutes with me. You have in the past, so I don't doubt you now. Anyway, why Real Connections Counseling? We are a CoTherapy company, and some will ask, well, so what? What does that give us? I don't understand what that means. Well, let me explain it this way. In the background, maybe you can hear a little bit of the background. We are listening to classical music on an old Victrola, which is an old record player. And we're listening to vinyl. And we're listening to music in the way it used to be listened to. And there's such a purity about it. There's such a unique level of loveliness that audiophiles absolutely adore. Because there are nuances in the music that just make the relationship with the music and the listener so pure. And that's kind of what we decided to start Real Connections Counseling with and as. And what I mean by that is when Monique and I were, before we were professionals, we mentored a couple. Take this couple, for instance. That couple, we took them through their dating relationship, through their through their engagement, and then 1 year into their marriage. And it was a special, unique, wonderful experience, not because we were so good at being mentors. There was a relationship there that became as much part of the trust factor, as much part of the growth that for them, and for us, as anything. We couldn't call ourselves counselors because we weren't. We couldn't call ourselves anything but friends at the time because we were in the business world. However, it was because of the relationship that mentoring experience worked. And it was because of the relationship that mentoring experience worked well. Well, that's what CoTherapy brings you. CoTherapy means that 2 counselors go into the counseling room together with our couple. And while that is excellent, we say that it reduces bias and there's more creativity and no one feels ganged up on. And all that is true. It's really, really important for a lot of people who come to us that they don't feel ganged up on, because in other ways they have, in other counseling relationships they have. But what you get with Real Connections Counseling is an experience that isn't only about the counseling. If you go and see one counselor, that's great. We certainly want you to have a good thing in counseling, and we want that to be great for you. But when you come to Real Connections Counseling, you're going to sit into a system that is built because of relationships, much like the experience that we had with our mentoring that couple. You come into a creative, unbiased, not going to feel ganged up on space. But instead of having this linear, there's a counselor here and there's a couple here, now you're going to get 2 couples working against hard things together. And just adding one person, all of a sudden it becomes about the relationship, just like the mentoring system. All of a sudden it became the way it was supposed to be, that we gather up because we're in relationship, working against hard things. Monique and I then start working on some of the things we learned in the counseling room with our clients, and we work on them together at home. It's, again, because of the relationship that we all grow. Sometimes the old way matters. It's not always perfect. On this record player, like we all do with record players, we hear some of the crackling, and the crackling is there for a purpose. And I remember my grandfather telling me what that purpose was once, way back in the day, because of the friction on the item, on the material, and so on and so forth. But sometimes the old way brings us a richness that could not be experienced any other way. And it's because of the old way, because we do this about relationships, that you get something sincerely special and something that you sincerely works. We want that to be your experience at Real Connections Counseling. It works because of the relationship, and you'll find that to be something extremely beautiful. It does. We can't charge insurance for it. Insurance hasn't seen the genius of this yet. They also won't accept people who go 85 minutes, and we do, because the relationship demands that, and it's much more beautiful because our sessions are longer. And we can't do that. So we kind of step around the insurance to do something beautiful. We step around the insurance to do something right, because sometimes the old way matters. I have spent 5 relationship minutes with you. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you come and see us at Real Connections Counseling. My name is Rick Elgersma. I am the hat guy at Real Connections Counseling. Make your best relationship happen. Have a good day.